They decided that they were going to do another in-depth ultrasound to make sure that everything was okay. And that's when we found out that baby B had fluid around just one of her organs, where they said normally it's something that would go away, but do a recheck in about 2 weeks. I went in for my ultrasound at 30 weeks and we went home. I got a phone call from my OB and he said, I need you in labor and delivery in the next hour. I was only 30 weeks pregnant. It wasn't long after that we found out that we were going to be going to Fargo. We were life flighted from Minot to Sanford and Fargo. We got to Fargo a little bit after 10 o'clock and the babies were actually born about 2 hours later. I was so scared because I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know how wrong.
It's a small bump, 4 months you brought to life.
They actually took Gabrielle, kind of went out of the room rather quick with her. There was no crying or anything like that. I mean, before you knew it, then the next one was out 40 seconds later, and we did hear a little cry out of that one. That was Hansee.
And I think part of it for me is that you always dream of that moment when your baby is placed on your chest.
You are my one and only, and you can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight.
And you're able to just have that real quick moment with them and you don't know where they're at. So I think that was one of the hardest points for both of us, is to hear that second baby squawk was like music to my ears, because I knew that at least one might stand a pretty good chance.
You're just a small bump, I know you grow into your skin.
It was 5 hours after they were born that I saw them for the first time. I got to meet Hansee. They took me to her first, and they reassured me that she was pretty much just a typical preemie. She needed help with her oxygen, and they were going to be monitoring her for quite a while. After that, they took me over to Gabrielle, and I couldn't describe the sight. She was gorgeous. But when you see her, this little tiny baby surrounded by wires and her incubator and everything that was going on around her, you know something's wrong. It was one of the best moments of my life and one of the worst moments of my life, because they didn't know if my baby was going to live.
And only, and you can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight.
These are the moments in life that you learn how strong you really are, or I guess what you're capable of enduring that you never thought was possible, I guess.
A little bit later on, we'd had a few care conferences when we found out that she probably wasn't going to make it. They had tried everything they could, and we heard the words, "There's nothing else we can do." So when we heard that and where we were kind of going, I wanted to take her home. I didn't want her to only know a hospital. That's not fair.
Ooh, you're just a small bump, I know you grow into your skin.
They were able to get her off the CPAP and onto oxygen. And after 98 days in the NICU, she came home. We had moments. We had our breakdowns, because at the end of the day, we did know we were going to lose her. We just didn't know when. We lost her on December 8th, 2014, and they were exactly 4 months old. I was holding her when she went, and I just said, "It's okay, you did what you were supposed to do. You've taught me lessons more than I could ever teach you." She's kind of been my saving grace after everything, because I have a reason to get up every day. I have a purpose. I have to teach her about her sister.
You are my one and only, and you can wrap your fingers round my thumb and hold me tight.
And I have to make sure she's okay, because I firmly believe that she knows that she lost that sister. Part of her heart, part of all of our hearts. The best thing that anybody could know is how life-changing this network is. Because without the Children's Miracle Network, we could have had a completely different outcome with both of our children in a very negative way.
You are my one and only.
we were able to have Gabby for 4 months because of the machines that she was on that were donated by the Children's Miracle Network. Hansee progressed the way she did because of the machines that she was on donated by the Children's Miracle Network. I think the biggest thing that people need to understand is that your donation is keeping people's children alive and giving them hope. That piece of equipment, somebody cared enough. Thankfully, that piece of equipment was there. Please be generous. Please be kind, because those 4 months were the best 4 months of our lives. We couldn't have asked for a better place to be. Pick up the phone, make a donation. It makes a huge difference to everybody who's affected by it.